everyone, Mrs Woodward has asked me to film a little segment to introduce the video that she's pulling together for you, our soon-to-be new Year 7s as you come to Bedale High School. I think she wanted me to just introduce it and talk to you a little bit about how I feel about being at the school. The first thing I suppose I'd say is that I feel really proud of what's happened here over the last 4 years. Our families, our students and their families, our staff have done a tremendous job of making really significant improvements to the school, and it now feels like a really nice school to be a part of. It feels like a school that's at the heart of the community that we can all be proud of. The second reason I love working here is the people, and I mean the students as well as the staff. It's such a friendly place to be. Everyone is so welcoming. You can get plenty of help when you need it and plenty of support, and we make sure that is something that's at the heart of our core values of courage, commitment and compassion, which I'll talk about in a separate little video. And the third thing that I'm happy about at the moment is that it's a really exciting time to be involved with Bedale High School. So when you come up to us, we have some really interesting plans around what we're going to do for student opportunities in the autumn term and beyond. So there'll be a lot more opportunities to take part in things like trips. We've changed the Key Stage 3 curriculum to be 3 years rather than 2, so that gives us more time to be involved in projects and activities that both within the classroom and beyond it. And we've got massive plans around our extracurricular offer, so you will have so much choice around the things that you might want to get involved in outside lessons, at lunch times, after school and things like that. So that's just a brief summary of some of the things that I think are great about the school. We're really looking forward to seeing you. I'm sorry we've not been able to do the transition week as we did planned, but I promise you that you will soon settle in just as our current Year 7s did. And you'll soon feel that this is your second home as well, I hope. All right, take care and we see you soon.
When you come here, there's a range of really fun activities to do. You also get opportunities to do like woodworking and like making stuff out of wood and history and geography and all of the really good subjects that might like not be as important in other schools, so you get a really good education here.
When I first started Bedale, I already knew a couple of people, so I wasn't that scared. It's an amazing place to come and everyone's really friendly. There's pastoral members, so if you're ever worried or need help, then you can always go there.
Things I really enjoyed about the school is sports day. I was really nervous about it at the start, but then it's like one of the best days of the year. It's just very welcoming and fun.
When I first started Bedale High School, I was very nervous, but everyone was so friendly, and I just got less shy and I've just become more confident. I've made more friends than I used to do.
So Mrs. Woodward is keeping me busy again. She's asked me to talk to you about our core values. Now, we changed these almost 2 years ago now. I changed them to 3 simple core values: courage, commitment and compassion. I'm going to talk to you briefly about those. By courage, what we're talking about there is bravery, but it doesn't have to be a very dramatic type of bravery. It can be a very simple act of courage that we all have the chance to do every single day in school and at home. So for example, it could be in a lesson that you find difficult, where you put your hand up for the first time to answer a question and showing that kind of bravery to put yourself forward. Or it could be trying a new extracurricular club or activity that you've never tried before, that you might be a bit anxious about, but you're being brave enough to try something new. And it could just be getting involved in school life in a way that you haven't done before. A good example here would be with our recent Blood Brothers production, where we had so many students who for the very first time were involved in a drama production. And some of them were very anxious around that and very nervous, but they absolutely loved the experience by the time they got to the end of it. Our second core value is commitment. And again, that's a word that we hear a lot of the time in schools. And really for me, that's about a willingness to keep going, that kind of stickability when something becomes tough, not giving up, not stopping when things get harder. And we see that all the time in lessons, especially when you move up to secondary school, when you're doing subjects you've never learned before, where the learning can be more challenging and more difficult. And it's about having that resilience to stick with something and using the support around you. And our final core value is compassion. And I think the easiest way to think about this is simply kindness. And again, there are dozens of ways we can show that throughout any given day in school. So that may be keeping an eye out for someone who seems a bit lonely, who perhaps hasn't found it as easy as you have to make friends, and maybe going up to chat with them and making sure they're okay. It might be compassion to that kind of sense of responsibility to your wider environment and picking up some rubbish and putting it in the bin. Or it might just be compassion to yourself and looking after yourself and your own mental well-being, in terms of making sure that you are looking after yourself and eating healthily and getting a good night's sleep and not too much screen time and plenty of exercise and all those kinds of things. But mainly, it comes down to how we're treating each other, with that respect, with that courtesy, looking out for those people who might be a little bit more vulnerable and a little bit more in need of that extra helping hand, because it makes such a difference and it doesn't cost us anything. So they are our 3 values, and we're on a real mission at school at the moment to make sure that they are not just words that you see painted on walls around school, And they're not just words you see on our website. We do have them in every classroom. You do see them on the bottom of the big screen every time we do assembly. But we want them to be something much more real than that. And we've asked our teachers to think really hard about how those values can be at the heart of what we teach as well in our curriculum. So we look forward to you coming and to really adding to those values and making them even more special than they are now. Thank you.